Welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. It was winter solstice last weekend, so we had our shortest day, and following that we also have had our coldest days as well. We have had some really heavy frosts, so much so that they've been staying through until like 11 or 12 o'clock. Just not enough daylight or warmth in the air to melt away the ice. So it's kind of strange to go for a walk and to feel the grass crispy under your feet when it's complete blue skies, and actually the sun is quite warm as long as there's no wind. I think these are some of the most beautiful winter's days we've had. Following a frost, it's just really lovely, and then you know that if it's a day like that, again, you're going to get another really heavy frost as well. And since it has been so cold, we've been having the fire going almost constantly, stoking it right before we're going to bed, and then hoping that there's a little ember left in the morning so that we can stoke it back up and get it roaring again to get the house warm, which has meant that we've used a lot of firewood. So we went out and had another little explore for some wood. We found an old tree that had fallen down quite a while ago. It was in a bit of a sheltered area, so it was quite dry as well, which was good. And we cut that up and threw it in the back of the ute and brought it back to the house. And now hopefully that wood will dry out. We've got it under cover and bringing in small bits of it at a time into the house while the fire's going to try and dry it out so that we can use that wood as well. I'm pretty sure that there's still a lot of cold days and nights to come, and we have used up quite a lot of the wood that we had. So hopefully now we have enough to see us through, although it didn't take too long to collect a whole truckload. I finally finished my Quiet Stars cardigan and I'm really happy with it. I've shown it quite a few times in progress here, and I'm really happy to say that it's done. I started it in January, so it's taken me like almost 6 months to complete. Obviously I haven't been working on it solidly, and as you've seen I've been doing quite a lot of other things, but it is done and I'm really looking forward to wearing it out. It needs to be blocked. The ends here curl and the cuff at the bottom curls up a little bit, but overall it fits beautifully and I'm super happy with it. And then in contrast to the success I had with Quiet Stars, there is this. Now, I love the yarn, and I do love how the pattern looks on other people. I've looked in projects on Ravelry, but I must have done something wrong because it's just not fitting me. This is the Halifax pullover, and I started it in July last year. I finished it just before it got hot at the end of last year, and I didn't want to try it on when I was a bit warm and sweaty because I thought that I wouldn't give it the proper attention that it deserved to make sure it fit. I had my concerns because it was a different sleeve shaping up here and kind of a weird way I thought that it was set in. Something that I hadn't done before. And I thought I'll pull it out this last week because it was really cold, and I thought it would be a great thing to snuggle up in. If it fit, it'd be an amazing thing to snuggle up in because it is really warm. The yarn is lovely, and the collar would be perfect for this kind of weather, but it doesn't fit. What's happened is somehow the sleeves are in the wrong spot. So when my arm, it's coming to there on my arm, but the sleeve at the top is not sitting against my body. I've got puffy bits up here that don't sit properly. So it kind of feels like there's way too much fabric up in here. And then this collar is ginormous and really too loose. It doesn't really snug around my neck, so it doesn't do the purpose that it's supposed to do. So sadly, I'm going to have to rip this whole thing out, I think, and it might end up becoming this sweater pattern again, or I might see if I can find something else. Obviously, I did something seriously wrong with the pattern because the sleeves are just horrible and don't fit me at all, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to wear this comfortably when I put it on, the sleeves shrink up and I end up with big puffs up here. So I guess that's one of the downfalls of knitting. I've put in all of this time to create this and it hasn't worked, but you learn, I guess. I probably missed something in the pattern. I think it was my fault, not the pattern's fault. So it's disappointing because I did want the finished object, but it doesn't fit. I'm not going to wear it. So I am going to rip it out. I'm going to reclaim the yarn and use it for something that will hopefully fit me. So I'm on the lookout now for new sweater patterns. I may knit another radiator. I talked about that before. I have one already and I really loved it. Or I might try and find some other pattern that I can do some striping like this. We'll see. Meanwhile, I might take a break from sweaters. I have a few scarves and other bits and pieces on the needles that I should finish that have been languishing for a little while. So I'll work on some other things, do some dreaming and some matching of yarns, and maybe get another sweater on the needles in a little while. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please consider subscribing and give me a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.